So as I'm getting the bike ready, my grandson stops by for a little impromptu visit and play video games and stuff. And I was kidding around with him. I said, Miles, which one of the bikes you like the best? And he looks, and he points to the green Ninja and he says, that bike is nasty. Now, I don't know where he gets this language from. He goes to a pretty nice school, and I don't know, maybe that's language. Maybe it's a word I don't know about. I don't know. Young kids. Anyway, you can watch this in 4K. Just adjust your device. So any day I get to go out and ride the Green Ninja. The night before, I look forward to it. The morning I have an extra cup of coffee and I try to get out nice and early. I always try to squeeze in a little extra riding on this bike. I love listening to that Muzzy muffler, and this is just a bike that it just wants you to keep riding it. It doesn't want to turn around and come home. We're headed out to the open road right now. But the truth is, no matter what bike I ride or where I ride, riding is always better than whatever the alternative is. I always kiddingly say, better than a day on Rikers Island. And as we have to do every morning, we got to move some bikes around, shuffle some things around, do our pre-flight, feed the fish, and have even an extra cup of coffee. So every time I'm getting bikes ready and moving bikes around and everything, things are going through my mind. I never know what's going to go through my mind. I don't get to pick. But today I was thinking about, this bike was restored over one full winter. I kept kind of track of it at about 500 hours. And I remember so many memories. Every time I look at this, there's a memory of from everything, from doing the Bondo work on the tank to repairing the fairings to painting the wheels. And I painted 2 sets of wheels. And all of the things, all the experiments with the muffler and the track day muffler and the stock muffler and everything, and winding up with this at the end of it. Maybe my grandson's right. Maybe it is nasty. I don't know. But I know of all the bikes I have, this one, when I leave the driveway, I got to be real careful I don't open up the exhaust too quickly. And I don't want to scare the neighbors, but especially my neighbor Don now has his Ninja, so he leaves the driveway early in the morning. I leave mine. He comes back. I go back. Don, the Ninjas are taking over Rutherford here. I want to get the bike cleaned up. I want to feed the fish. There's still a few things in the garden to take care of. Karen always has a little honey-do list, but it is time to get out on the open road. And whether it's nasty, whether it's nice, I guess it's in the eye of the fish, maybe. Anyway, it is basically time to go. Now with that Muzzy muffler, one of the things I have to always be aware of, especially when I leave my driveway early in the morning, or for instance, we go through these really nice populated areas where I don't want to advertise that I'm coming down a road. I don't want to give them the upper hand here. So anyway, that Muzzy muffler, once you get into an area where the road is open in front of you and there's no traffic coming in either direction, it's just wonderful having that there. It's like a 4-barrel carburetor. It opens up and it gets your full undivided attention. Now I have had conversations with other bike collectors, other bike riders, enthusiasts, motorcyclists, whatever you call them, about how important it is the sound of a motorcycle. It's not only the appearance, it's not only the ergonomics, the feel, the power delivery, but in the end, there's one thing that really is important: the sound as you go through the gears. And this thing is just awesome. And the thing that works for me about this bike, that's a free bonus, it's as comfortable as a touring bike. It has really got good suspension, really good, and comfortable bars.
this bike's an 89, and in this time window, the manufacturers were all experimenting with anti-dive things. This bike has an anti-dive. I haven't found it to be real useful, but again, it's not hurting anything either. And the 35-year-old suspension is still pretty good, to be honest about it. And that air shock, having an adjustable air shock, that was a little bit of a unique feature of the bike, and it does work very well. There are some areas where I have my riding area here that are just so nice, relaxing to go through. There's no straight spot for miles. It's just back and forth. It's almost like a little baby tail of the dragon. Maybe it's the tail of the baby dragon or something. Back and forth, and it's really relaxing. This time of year especially, the leaves are just starting to change. Everything is really nice. The temperature's cool. It just couldn't be more relaxing to ride here. And when you have a 35-year-old bike that you still enjoy riding, to me, it's the best of all worlds. You get the feel when you ride this bike that it's an old school bike. It's got no safety features, no ABS, no traction control, nothing exotic, easy to maintain. Basic ABC maintenance keeps it alive. It's got almost 40,000 miles on it now, and it just runs as good as if it was new. And if you look back at the restoration videos on our channel, you know how much Bondo work I did and carbon fiber work and making brackets and making parts. This thing was a true labor of love. But like any good restoration, you work through a winter or a time that really isn't great riding. Especially this winter was plenty of snow and that. And at the end of it, you have a nice bike in your collection for the rest of your life. And when I put this bike together, I took the best parts from the track bike, the best parts from the street bike, made one bike from the best bodywork that was available, and at the end of it, this is what I have, and I'll have it for the rest of my life. And to be honest, I'm always looking for the right word to describe my bikes, and this one, maybe nasty is the right word. We got one bike that's a badass grandpa. We got one that's a hooligan. I don't know. But I know young people have different meanings for different words, and to me, the only thing that really describes the bike well, there's one word. I'm not sure younger people even know what it means. I'm not sure I know what it means. It's old school. When you're on this bike, you're riding back 35 years ago. And old school means to me that if you get carried away, getting into a corner too hot or coming out too fast or whatever, no traction control is going to save your bacon. Your bacon is going to be sliding along the tar. Anyway, and it is registered historically forever. And bikes from this era have really stood the test of time well. This one has. I always feel that people that don't go back this far, maybe they missed out on a good time to have been a lifelong motorcyclist. But like all great days on the open road, they always seem to end too soon, and it's time get back to the farm and see what Karen's up to. And this day could not have played out any better. What a day to remember. Fabulous day. What a beautiful day this turned out to be. Not a cloud in the sky. Time for coffee, baby. Yeah, it's beautiful out. Couldn't be a nicer day weather-wise. Now, you decide if this bike is nasty or not. And thanks for watching. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button if you did, and thank you so much for watching.